Right. Welcome back to the Rich and Angel Show.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Rich and Angel. It's the Rich and Angel Show.
Yes, sir. We are here. Wanted to get another episode in before the holiday began.
That's right. If you're Latino, you'll be celebrating tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you're Latino or Middle Eastern, I believe, you'll be celebrating tomorrow. Other than that,
Christmas Eve big.
Christmas Eve, it's like a New Year's thing. You can't count down to midnight. Then all the kids open up their presents and they crash by 1 a.m. and then the adults stay out partying.
I like that. Well, you know what? For us too, Christmas Eve was always very big for us. And my grandmother's Italian. So
Italians too. Noche buena, right?
yeah, we I mean they had the
Buen Natal.
they had the feast of the fishes, whatever that was. We never did that. My grandmother actually didn't really like fish.
Okay.
Everything was just pasta, lasagna, baked ziti, brajoles, meatballs, sausage, just all those things you could think
Love
of.
it.
But it was always big for us. Christmas Eve was huge. We would go to church, and then we go to grandma's house.
Right.
Everybody would be there, aunts, cousins, everybody, and packed house all night. We kind of ended around 11 though.
Okay.
Yeah, we ended around 11. We opened up some presents stuff, and then Santa Claus comes in the morning. So
Right. Santa would come at midnight for Latinos. Very punctual. Very punctual.
on point.
Doesn't waste a moment. More
So-
punctual than most Latinos. They'll say that.
yeah. Stereotype.
Yeah.
But we have here. We just had a little some food upstairs for the office. We have Boston Market catered. Shout out to Boston Market. That mac and cheese is delicious.
Yeah. Oh man, I had like four scoops of that.
Yeah, and the chicken actually, I was
Yeah.
juicy.
Yeah. Boston Market's really underrated, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, delicious.
So that was pretty good. But this is some apple pie
And I will
from
say,
Boston Market.
right off
And
the bat,
it looks flaky.
It smells appley.
It smells apple. It smells good, and it seems flaky. So we're gonna do a little taste test for you guys on this holiday episode.
Try a little ASMR.
So here you go. Some apple pie in the sky. Boston Market. That's pretty good.
Flaky.
Oh yeah.
You can taste the apple, like chunks of apple, like slices, pretty much. Really good. One bite. Everybody knows the rules.
One nibble. Everybody knows the law.
That's really good. Cinnamon. Got some cinnamon.
I have the cinnamon hitting. I like it. I mean, I actually really like it.
Let me give my score first, because
Yeah,
I'm always thinking it, and then you're just like,
Yep,
boom,
do it.
same thing.
I got it in my head right now. Go.
I'm gonna say 7.9.
I had 7.4 in my head.
7.4.
Yep.
I think for a store bought, 7.9 is good.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
pretty good.
Homemade, I'd probably drop it a little bit, but
Yeah, no, listen, I'm going to finish that. I
Yeah.
promise you. Because the health thing don't start till January 1st.
right. You'll know that for when we drop our vlog tomorrow.
That's right.
We got some people on some diets that are coming up.
Yeah, the usual resolutions, right?
New year, new me.
Anybody out there watching?
We got some people
Let
here.
me see. Where should I go? LinkedIn.
Yeah, go like that.
Let's go to LinkedIn. It doesn't tell me that I was live for me to click on it. It never does.
Never does. It doesn't like you. I think it's because you're logged in.
Could be. Well, we don't want to give dead air, so I'm just gonna let it ride.
Yeah, let's do the first here. We're live. Boom. Let's do the first question.
All right. So, first question.
First article. I'm sorry, I'm trying to multitask.
All right. So I printed out some different things from different sites. Of course, we are in the food equipment service industry, and we talk a lot about different things going on in that realm, but we're also all in business. And so we need to continue to talk about the different trends, different things going on in the business world.
Taz is in the house, always tuned in.
Taz, my
Thank
man
you.
Taz, thank you for always jumping in and watching.
Love it.
Appreciate you. let us know if you have any questions or anything else you want to maybe have us tackle, or if you have any New Year's resolutions, put them in the comments too.
Yeah.
One of the things that we pulled down here was the perk that professionals are going to want most in 2020 is they will want time, more time.
Love that.
There's a lot of chatter of was it Tim Ferriss? Is that the 4-day work week?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I never actually read that. I think I might, but yeah. I mean, time is becoming more and more of our greatest asset, and it always, I guess, it always was, but now it's being talked about a lot more.
Yeah, I think it's becoming, just with everything being so fast now, everything is just on delivery. Internet is super quick now. It's just becoming more of a topic that we need to discuss and take seriously.
Yeah, we do. And it's tough because, there's a lot of people that, I'm going to work from home. I want to get a work from home job, all these different things. Obviously, we're not in the field of work from home,
right?
Especially our technicians.
Right.
So, I mean, we're in the field, we're on site. We have to be there to fix the equipment. So for them, the 4-hour work week or the 4-day, no, I think it's the 4-hour work week.
4-hour work.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up just in case, but
yeah, but 4 hours will never get it done here.
Yep.
These guys are logging 60-hour weeks. Yeah. The 4-hour work week.
There it is.
I got to check that out just to get some insight into what that's all about. But, yeah, time is critical for everyone. People want to spend more. And you got, what? It comes down to the employee at a company. What do you want? How, are you looking for more time off?
Right.
Like, so you could base your employment around that to an employee.
Yeah, I forget what I was reading. Maybe we talked about it here, but it was talking about the different companies giving different incentives to their employees. So where like you can take as much time off as you want if you're getting your job done.
Right.
But if you're not getting your job done, you don't get to take any time off until what you're supposed to do gets done.
Results.
So so there's like new companies that are trying that out just across the like Chipotle, I think it was.
I think
corporate.
Yeah.
And,
No,
it's interesting. I don't know if it'll work. I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
Because people might just kind of do the bare minimum or something.
Yeah,
But
I mean, listen,
I
and we're starting a campaign here. We're going to be kicking off the new year. We have some new team coming on board.
Yeah.
Results only 2020. And that's going to be for the decade. It's a campaign that we're going to run for the decade. We're going to talk a little bit about company culture later.
Right. Okay.
So I will get into that. But the next one on this thing is, and it's stuff like that you're seeing online, things changing with Hulu and Netflix and now Disney Plus. The streaming wars will suffer their first casualties. In 2020, there will be more money spent on original scripted television than was spent in the entire decade of the 90s, says Scott Galloway, marketing professor at NYU's Stern School of Business. In 100 years, we'll look back on this age, and the defining art form will be television. This year, Apple and Disney launched services to compete with the established players. Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, HBO Max, Peacock, and Quibi will follow in 2020. Netflix used to be the only game in town, and all of a sudden, it's the Olympics, Galloway says. The most creative, well-resourced companies in the world
It's true.
are all in this business.
I was watching a podcast the other day and they were talking about Netflix and kind of how it's on the decline.
Yeah.
Because I think it's 80% of the viewership on Netflix is not original content.
Mm-hmm.
So people are going on there and like I've done it plenty of times. Just turn on Friends and let it run. Turn on The Office and let it run.
Yes.
You know, and so people are going there for nostalgic reasons more than they're going for original content. So now that you have places like Disney who are their content creating houses, you know, like Disney is the master of that. Of course, they're going to have original content that people are going to want to watch.
You're the 1,000-pound gorilla in the room.
Yeah,
for sure. So that's something to pay attention to. And we will talk more openly about mental health in the workplace. So we have started the conversation a little bit. In this particular article, depression and anxiety alone cost the global economy $1 trillion in lost productivity every year, according to the World Health Organization. Wow. It's a real issue. I know we were just talking about it upstairs with the service team about keeping the technicians, specifically we're talking about technicians, keeping them happy and keeping them moving in a good direction, being better leaders,
right?
And kind of just being there with I always have an open door policy, but I want everyone that's running, like if you're on my service team and you're management, your leadership, you need to have a door open policy. We can't be getting angry at each other, and we need to understand that we all have families. We all have lives.
Yeah, I think a big part of helping the mental health process, or the way we look at mental health in the workplace, is making sure that these employees, myself, other technicians in particular, making sure they have a purpose to come in every day, and making sure that
Purpose-driven life.
yeah, and making sure that they highlight it themselves. It's
Mhm.
not something that we're telling them like this is your purpose. It's like something that they realize themselves and implement it, and it drives them to do better for you every day. It drives them to be better at their job every day.
Yeah.
I think if we can kind of facilitate that somehow, it would just work exponentially for people that are coming in every single day doing their job.
Yeah. If anyone out there has anything in place for mental health in their companies, I know it's a touchy topic, sort of to touch on. But I think it is something we need to talk more about, because you just see too many terrible things happening, and I think there's always a solution.
Yeah.
And sometimes people feel alone, and maybe there is no solution. I want the people in this building. I mean, I can't speak for the world. I can't help the world. Maybe I could help my little corner of the world.
Right.
And that's what I need to do. So we want to make the people that walk in these doors every day feel the love,
Right.
feel the care, and know that they're not alone in going through your travels. And listen, like I said, we're all going through something.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, right? It's like it can't be something that's mass spread, that's almost like put in the bylaws of the company. It has to be very individual. How can you help the person next to you, your coworker, the people that are around you? Because then when you take that responsibility, it expands and it expands. It's kind of like the just passing it on, giving $1, and passing it on to one person to the other. So I just think that we have to come up with creative ways to get this conversation rolling.
Yeah, it says, let's see, where were we at? For employers, it's a real talent retention issue, and for employers, a growing need. The conversation is urgent, championed by a new generation, yet still tentative. There's a real fear from large corporations that they are not set up to handle the rise of the conversation in a way that is safe for the company and safe for the employee. So, yeah, like I said, this is one of those tough ones. I think that you got to be very careful on how you go about it.
Right.
But I think the first step for me is going to be in the quarterly meetings, for one, letting everybody know at the end of the meeting, listen, this is a family business. I don't care if we have 20 techs, 40 techs, 60 techs. I'm not going anywhere. This is a family business,
right.
And you're part of the family. If you're going through stuff, you come and ask and talk it out, and we'll figure it out together.
Right. Yeah. And there's no shame in that. I think
No,
a lot of
do
times,
not be ashamed.
it feels like
we're all going through something.
Yeah. Big time.
Not one of us are untouched by something.
Right. So Taz has a comment for us.
Whoa.
Hard part of a 4-day work week is that the world is designed on a 5-day work week. I have a 4-day for 8 years. Two main drawbacks are odd days off, as well as running 4 16 to 18 hour days all out, and spending 1 day off catching up on the rest, as opposed to getting more rest in a shorter 5-day work week. I also felt at odds with other people's schedules, including that of my family. Just food for thought, pardon the pun. For those thinking of 4-day work weeks. Yeah, what we meant to say was 4-hour work week.
Yeah.
Which is definitely,
well, Chipotle was the 4-day. That
Yeah.
was Chipotle was going to a 4-day,
Oh,
but the Tim Ferriss was the 4-hour. The book was the 4-hour. But yeah, I mean, I don't listen. Maybe in some worlds, like Taz said, like it's might not be feasible in our industry.
Yeah,
because it's just so demanding, and we need to be available. We need to be in our seats. AIS, I say all the time, asses in seats. We need AIS in this building. We need AIS in the vans, because the customer wants you yesterday.
right.
That's the industry we're in. It's not like, we're selling USB cables,
Right, where
stuff
you
like
can
that.
just pack them by thousands of ship.
Like whatever. This is like we're dealing with people. We're dealing with real people with real issues, and we have to be there.
Right.
Like it's like, listen, the hospital don't close. It's the same thing.
I think that's also what makes this kind of business hard to scale, right? It's just the need to have physical people in physical locations, and that's the only way to get it done.
It's true that you can't scale it without the people.
Right.
And where are they? That's the question.
Right.
Because everyone's dealing with the same exact issue right now. You can go to Philly, you can go to New York City, you can go to the Midwest, you can go up to Minnesota, you can go to Cali. The same question and problem is being risen in every. How do we find more techs?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like when you went to see Gary, what he said, people that you would usually 30, 40 years ago be in the blue collar field, they're now doing what I'm doing, digital marketing, or they're creating
Right.
videos, starting a YouTube channel,
Yep.
just because the opportunity's there. So
Because it's not sexy or not fancy, as he said,
right.
right? And I'm going to beg to differ that going into 2020, because what if you're a technician and you want to build your brand as a technician? Why can't technicians have brands? I would encourage it.
Oh,
You might be
yeah.
able to get brand deals down the line if you do something for a couple of years, and all of a sudden, Timberland's looking at you like, I want this guy to represent our boots in the field.
Right.
I'm already making strides in that way for us as a company.
The way I see it, there's a huge gap in the market online for the blue collar spokesperson.
Yeah.
And however form that may come, whether it be a technician, whether it be somebody like you, there's that gap for people that's just super relatable. I mean, that's why these little shows like Fixer Upper with the wife and husband who flip houses just made such an impact and just went like super nationwide so quickly, because nobody was touching that demographic.
Yeah.
So I think if you're a technician, you start posting stuff, you start taking pictures, take your brand onto yourself and talk good about your company.
Yeah. And it'll work. It's a twofold. It's going to work both ways. It's going to create, it's going to create or help you build yourself into a thought leader in the industry.
And it could even make you money.
It could even make you money if you stay consistent and you stay true to who you are and what you're doing. I mean, that's what we're doing here. This is we're not doing this for nothing. Next one, we talk about meat, Impossible Burgers and all that. We will hash out the meaning of meat.
Interesting.
Meat alternatives are making friends among consumers and enemies in the industry. Several agricultural U.S. states have passed laws restricting the use of words such as meat, burger, or milk to animal products. The livestock industry has pushed similar proposals before the U.S. Congress and European Commission. The beef isn't trivial. The market for meat alternatives could be worth $140 billion by the end of the decade.
So I don't know if you caught it, but does that mean that they're not allowed to put the word meat on
the Impossible Burgers?
Oh, okay.
I think they want to. It's because it's not meat.
Right. That makes sense. It's not made of meat.
There's no meat. Why are you calling it meat?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought they were just restricting it altogether.
I don't think they do that. But we will question the value of work itself.
That's big.
One central idea connects the increased attention to flexible work, the 4-day work week, mental health on the job, and other rising workplace trends. Maybe work was a false idol all along. Europe always had its doubts, but even the most work-obsessed nations are now questioning an always-on, achievement-centric culture. Members of America's affluent class have begun to make plans to retire early, while Chinese workers are starting to rebel against the 996 model, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week.
Yikes. I mean, that's a little extreme, but we also don't want to be Europe or France.
There's a reason
or Spain.
There's a reason that we consider ourselves the greatest country in the world, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a very internal question. Like, it's a personal question. What do you want and how do you get it? If what you're going to do takes 9 to 9, 6 days a week, and it's on your terms, then you have to execute on it in order to achieve your goals.
Yeah.
But if that's not what you absolutely want out of life, then get a 9 to 5, 4 days a week, but you're not going to get paid as much.
Right.
That it's about what you want. It's give and take. It's being able to find the solution that fits you the best.
Who are you? What's your purpose? What's your passion? And how do you want to go forth with that
exactly
into your life and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm not expecting $500,000 a year because I'm only going to put in this.
Yeah. I mean, not to get too political, but there's been this oncoming kind of from our generation of people that want to do less and get paid more for it.
Yep.
And it's kind of disheartening because the people who actually have worked to put themselves in the positions that they're in now have to justify why they're in those positions at all. So I think it's really important for trends like that, that the people who actually do work explain why they're doing work, explain what their motivations are, and help inspire other people.
Yeah,
man.
I agree. LinkedIn statistics.
Oh, let's go. Analytics.
LinkedIn statistics. Why can't I say that? Statistics for 2019. I don't know if I could read this. I'm going to try my best here. It's printed out kind of strange. Okay. But it says LinkedIn users. 36% of LinkedIn users are aged between 18 and 29.
Wow.
13% of LinkedIn users earn between $20,000 and $49,000 a year. obviously a lot of millennials in that number.
I mean, it's
And
like
the generation now that just came on board is in there.
Yeah. I mean, it like any social media. I think I forget who was talking about this. It was either Carlos Gil or Gary. It starts with a certain age group, and it stretches out it skews older and younger at the same time.
Mm.
And I think LinkedIn is now getting to the place where it's skewing younger and younger. Like I'm seeing, like my brother's friends, people that just graduated college. First thing that they do is open up a LinkedIn account. That's
Yeah.
the very first thing that they do is like, oh, I just graduated. I gotta find a job. Boom,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it makes sense. I mean, I think, and they've gained. I think this year alone, they've gained a lot of traction.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, you have some powerful people on there now.
Oh,
you have
yeah.
people that you wouldn't be able to connect with otherwise.
and you can get in touch with them, and they will answer you.
Oh yeah.
I've contacted people in certain companies that you would think would never
Yeah.
get back to you, and they get back to you.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing. It's a good equalizer, but at the same time, it's a good place to showcase who you are and what
Yeah.
your brand is.
And in those numbers, so women make up 46% of LinkedIn users, and men make up 54%. So almost close.
Pretty right down the middle.
Yeah. Usage on the desktop, 60 million people are on the desktop versus 20 million on the smartphone every month.
I can see that. I still use LinkedIn more on my desktop than I do on my phone.
Yeah, out of all of them,
Yeah.
LinkedIn is probably the one I use most on my desktop.
Right. I just
Facebook
kinda,
sometimes, but
yeah, I kind of just throw it up, leave it, and then just do everything else on my computer, my phone. But then if something happens on LinkedIn, I'll just go over and
Yeah.
look at it on my desktop.
so
I think
that's-
it's also designed that way too.
yeah, and I think I'm sure we're going to see that change.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to see that change. Engagement. 200% posts with a link receive 200% more engagement.
Connie put a hashtag AIS. I'm stealing.
AIS, baby.
Asses
Asses
in
in seats.
What was that? 200%?
200% of posts with a link receive 200% more engagement. See, now
That's the opposite on Facebook.
because I feel like if you put a link, I feel like that's going to hurt us.
That's interesting to read because that gives us some new information.
And this is from LinkedIn.
yeah.
by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, so
Um,
then yeah.
59% of executives said they would choose to consume content via video.
Hold on.
Via video. So what that says is, and I'm gonna all the people that are on LinkedIn that are in my feed and my network, I hope you're all able to hear this right now. If you are posting on LinkedIn and you are simply posting pictures or just words and not putting any video content, especially original, you are doing yourself a disservice
Big time.
if you are trying to really build your network, become a thought leader, and build a brand.
You're missing the boat.
Yeah, a picture is not gonna cut it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should.
Right.
It's got to be a mixture.
Yeah.
You got to do it all. 98%, including photos and posts, increases comment rate by 98%. So photos and posts, even though you just said that, no, you shouldn't. But listen, I like I said, you need a mixture, and
Yeah.
and just putting words up doesn't always get it done.
Right.
Although the last question that I put,
I want to go back to 200% for a second. So it says 200% more engagement with a link in the post.
post with the link receive 200% more engagement.
Yeah. So I think it's good to know and something that we can kind of switch towards on the LinkedIn profile because on Facebook you can't do that. Like you put a link in your Facebook post, you might as well not post it.
Unless you're going to boost your ad and pay.
Right. But it makes sense because LinkedIn is a very professionally driven place where you want resources, you want external links linking to things to make sure that they're
Yes.
true. Whereas Facebook is like, I just want whatever my friends are looking at.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's see, 50%. Posts ending with a question receive 50% more engagement.
Interesting.
And if you go back to a lot of our posts, we're always trying to get everyone engaged and
Yeah.
talking.
It's
Excuse me.
always, what do you think?
Yeah, tag someone in the comments that helped you professionally this year,
Right.
and share an amazing 2019 moment. As I've been doing look backs.
This is gold. This is gold.
This is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 million. It says users share content on a weekly basis. So 3 million users are sharing content on a weekly basis out of, I think, almost 600 million on LinkedIn now.
Wow.
3 million are sharing content
And that's
on a
still-
weekly, consistent basis.
And that's still low.
That's very low. And you know, and you see, and listen, and we are here to tell you we are seeing results.
Yeah.
So things are happening.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what's happening, reach out to us. Maliki Digital can help you in the new year. 2 clients.
Yeah. And I want to address this little concern too, because I know we've had people ask us like, oh, well, what do you do about negative comments that'll be posted about the company and stuff like that? We've been doing this together for a year, and then I was contracted by you for like a year. So 2 years into creating content, and we are just starting to receive any type of criticism.
Mhm.
You know, so
Yep.
it takes that long for your content to reach somebody. So if you think that you're gonna put up a video and people are automatically going to critique it and criticize it and say this and that about your company, it's not true.
Yeah.
Like, you have to work for people's attention in general
Yeah.
first.
And just to say on what you're saying here, putting your ego aside,
Yeah.
thinking that everything you say or everything you put up is going to be seen and loved and oh, I want to see more. Half the people you post, you're not even going to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm reposting videos. Okay. Case in
Yeah.
point,
Yeah,
that-
from the beginning of the year.
and I posted probably once or twice in the year too.
Yeah.
And every single time it's more new people are commenting like it's their first time seeing it.
Right.
So this is called repurposed content, and we do it throughout the year, and we're going to continue to do it. And all the biggest people on these channels are doing the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you create content in the first place. That's why you make it long, and that's why you make it repurposable. You don't say name, you don't say dates, you don't say months. Like we do a little bit in our vlogs because they need a story, but the other stuff, a Tip Tuesday, you're not going to know whether it's July or January. It's just besides the weather, but
Yeah.
this way we can repurpose it.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. Businesses. So 79% of masters, oh boy,
Yikes.
79% of marketers use it as see it. I'm very sorry, everyone.
You know, read good.
This is very hard to read. 79% of marketers see it as a very good source for leads. So, yeah, I mean, listen, this is the biggest B2B marketplace in the world.
Yeah.
Biggest B2B platform in the world, 600 million and growing.
Absolutely.
It'll definitely be at 1 billion by the end of next year, probably way before the end of next year. And I think this is probably, in my eyes, this is going to be the strongest platform on the planet for businesses. Forget Facebook, forget all Instagram, all that stuff. And not that I say forget it, like forget it, but this is where you want to put your time.
That's priority.
This is
time.
priority.
Yeah.
If you're not able to go live yet, I say request it, especially if you're putting out consistent content.
Yeah, it took
This
us
is
about a
something.
month.
This is something you want to be able to do here to continue to build on what you're doing in your business. Because whether you think so or not, you know, right now, I'm marketing my business without marketing my business.
Right. All the subtle little things, that hat you're wearing, the fact that we're in your office, you know, all of these things. You're questioning who he is. Now you're gonna go and look at it, look him up and say, oh, he runs this in that company.
It's just the truth. 7 out of 10 professionals describe it as a trustworthy source of professional content. So 70% of people, I guess, are believing that this is a trustworthy place to come for information. You know, I trust most of the information I see, especially when I get to know people.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this guy's on point.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I mean, I'll just take Carlos Gil as an example.
Yeah.
You know, I trust him as an authority in the digital marketing space because he's managed to build up his LinkedIn where he has all these respected people commenting on it. So it's a social, social thing.
50% of B2B buyers use it when making purchasing decisions. So I guess people are coming here. I mean, I don't know if I'm utilizing it in that sense, but you know, I guess, listen, what if there's someone out there that is running a large food service operation and has, 20 locations across the Midwest or wherever they are.
Right.
And they're on LinkedIn. They're like, let me search for something like this. And, if I come up, say it's New Jersey, but if it's the Midwest, wherever's going to come up, maybe they're looking at the content and they go to the company page and they go, let me check this company's LinkedIn page out and see what they have going on. Are they, and they're going to find the value posts on ours. Right. Now we're starting to put more valuable stuff in there so people know exactly what we're doing, exactly what's going on behind the scenes. We're going to start wait till 2020. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of stuff's going to be coming to the pike for you for value and education.
That's right.
So yeah, I mean, I can see that. Let's go right to the next one. 80% of their social media leads come from LinkedIn, say B2B marketers. 80% of their social media leads come from LinkedIn.
Wow.
Um,
I mean, that speaks for itself.
that's a
It's
high
like
number.
A big concern for a lot of people is how do I make money off of this? Well, it's making a lot of people money.
Yeah. I mean, and I wonder if anyone out there wants to jump in on the comments. How are you using LinkedIn? Are you just scrolling through the feed mindlessly and just seeing what's going on? You know, that could be. Are you deliberately coming here and saying, you know, I really want to learn more about something here. Let me look up some things like that. How are you guys using LinkedIn?
Right. And remove yourself from the equation and just observe and just really be honest with yourself about it.
Yeah.
Because that'll help us better deliver content for you guys too.
Yeah. And because I will just say that I often come here and I look to connect with customers. So especially new customers that are coming in, I'm always paying attention to what we're doing. New customers coming in, and I'll say, okay, oh, this is the new hotel we're servicing. Let me go connect and see, oh, this is the CEO and owner of this hotel. So I'm gonna look to immediately make connections with customers that are just coming in. I've already connected with tons of customers that we're already working with, and it's a way for me to stay in their mind, in their feed. It's a way for me to be available. I've had customers reach out to me on LinkedIn and say, hey, Rich, we called your online service. I didn't want to bother you, but I didn't know any way to get in touch with you, so I came to LinkedIn and can you help me out with this?
Yeah.
That's happened numerous times this year.
Yeah, and that's a big part of why you should be on it. For me, I look at it as a way to keep my eye on the industry and what's going on in the industry, because I'm not in the office all day talking to customers like Rich. I'm kind of on the outskirts, so I want to be able to deliver value that's appropriate for the industry. So I kind of just make sure see what everybody else is posting. Try things out that way.
Absolutely. Ads. So we don't run ads yet on LinkedIn.
Nope.
But maybe 2020, it's time to start thinking about it. Let's see what it says here. So 227% more effective for lead generation than any other network.
Wow. Yeah. So 2020 will be
okay. So we're going to be
on LinkedIn.
Let's write that down somewhere.
Yeah.
LinkedIn. The reason winners win. So are you running ads on LinkedIn? Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments. Get at us in the DM if you want. Yeah. Are you running ads on LinkedIn? Are you running ads on Facebook? Are you running ads on Instagram? We are running ads everywhere but LinkedIn. We got a comment?
Yes. So Russell says, I look for ways to be better, leadership, focusing posts, following posts of those who post like content. I've used LinkedIn to connect with influencers like yourself to learn from, such as social media.
Awesome. Thanks, Russ. Yeah, we definitely appreciate you and all the kind words this year. And yeah, I mean that's what it's here for. It's a resource. It's a resource to put you in front of people and connect with people and build relationships.
Yeah.
Because we talk about it all the time. You could tell me all you want about what you know, and I'll show you who I know.
Right.
I mean, that's just it. People do business with people.
Yeah. I mean, the Fed group is like a testament to that, It's like, damn, we want to put on a conference. Who do we know? And it's not like it just fell together, but it was a huge resource for us to be able to look at the people that are in our circle and say, they'll help us out. They'll help us out. They'll help us out.
Yeah. And we were able to, Carlos Gill, a big up and coming man in the business.
And for I've found him on Snapchat.
There you go. I don't even know how I found them. I don't know if I found them through you or if I found them through Gary Vee. I don't know how, but
found him on Snapchat, followed him on Instagram, and then a couple years ago made the switch to LinkedIn.
Yeah. And he's doing major things, and I just learned that he's going from LA to Miami. So he's moving to Miami. Carlos, if you see this, good luck down in Miami, brother. That's where he's from originally, I believe.
Nice.
And he'll be close to home for the conference.
Oh, even better for him.
Boom. So and just
bed that night.
Not to go into too much, but definitely check out thefedgroup.com. And if you're not coming to the conference, if you're not a part of it, we would love to have you there. We still have about 45 tickets to go. Once they're gone, they're gone. We cannot add any more. It's going to be a sold out event. We got the room block. Everyone's getting a copy of that. I don't know if Angel can show that. Everyone that comes is going to get a copy of Carlos Gill's new book, The End of Marketing. On top of that, everyone's going to get a copy of Blue is the New White by Josh Zolan.
I think we don't have it.
No, but did you know that?
I didn't know.
I'm getting books.
Oh, awesome.
So everyone's going to get that. And these are things, this is going to help you utilize that as a Bible. going forward. I will say that. But thefedgroup.com, go check it out. There's going to be a lot more content, a lot more things going on there in the new year.
Big time.
As we build. And there's a blog there to help you guys with some different things too. So go check that out. Back to this, 46% of social media traffic coming to B2B company sites is from LinkedIn. So 46% of all social media traffic coming to a B2B company starts directly from LinkedIn.
So if you're a B2B company, then odds are 46% of the people that are coming to your website are coming from LinkedIn.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a search engine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a search engine. That's exactly right.
It's a search engine. So, people are saying I'm in New Jersey.
So,
I have
so just like you would worry about your website SEO, you should be worrying about your LinkedIn.
Yes.
And making sure it's utilized, making sure it's optimized, making sure the right things are posted that are going to make people want to visit your website.
Yes. Make sure it's up to date and you're being clear and direct with your message. To those who haven't invested heavily, LinkedIn is your platform to invest heavily in next year. Yeah. We'll continue to say that. And let's see, the last one over here is 43% marketers have gotten customers from LinkedIn. 43% of marketers have gotten customers from LinkedIn.
I've gotten customers from LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, I can name a few right now, but I won't.
You don't name names here.
We don't name names.
This is a dignified channel.
That's right. Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah. Well, what
some good. That was some good stuff right there.
That was gold. I'm gonna chop that up and put it on YouTube. But at the same time, you have to know, like, those analytics and the breakdowns. That's worth a lot. That could change your whole marketing department.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. If you use that to your advantage.
Oh yeah.
And begin to build. The next thing I have here is, and I'll say this is something that I've been working on. Excuse me, that I've been working on since 2012.
Oh wow.
So when I came back, so this is a family business, obviously. Been started with my dad, right? So everyone who don't know that, I did start here with my dad. My dad built this business. I grew up in it, and he taught me everything that I know, and that's why I'm here today. And within that time of coming on in 2012 and taking over the service and operations here, I began to try to create a culture. Now it's been an uphill battle. Because listen, my dad was still the owner and I had to go through him to do a lot of things. But now it's been a little different since August 2017. It's all about building a culture for the people.
Right.
It will never end.
Right.
3 steps to build a purpose-driven culture in 2020.
Okay. You wrote these?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking.
I took these from a website that I did not write down.
Okay.
So we're not going to give them credit, but just know I took these steps from somewhere.
Okay.
All right. And if anybody's listening and wants to chime in with some culture things that they got going in their businesses that are, helping create a lovely, beautiful workplace. You're going to try to bring something up?
Go ahead.
Let's see. Does he have it?
Trying to work some Google Maps magic. Is it from Medium?
I think it was actually.
All right. Gotcha. Here.
Okay. So, the first one, I'm going to get right into it, is clearly define and live your mission. Your organization's mission is the most important thing to stay true to. You should treat it as your North Star. Every employee should embody your company's mission, and it starts with clearly understanding it. It is critical to define it clearly in the beginning and reference it often. The mission.
Okay, so in our case, what is that?
Oh, the mission. I don't have it. I should know it word for word. I will tell you this. Bruce Hodge is a gentleman who's an industry icon. Who, when you go into some of his management classes, he would tell you he knows the mission statement, and he expects all his employees to know it too.
Like for the name on the front.
And the name on the back will be taken care of. That's the type of situation we're talking about here. But for us, basically, our mission is to be the leaders in the commercial food equipment service industry and give back to the people that have made it possible.
Love it.
So we're looking to make this all about the people here that have worked very hard. That's our mission. Our mission is to really just give back to these people. We are a business built on people. Absolutely. This whole industry is a business, is an industry built on people. So I do my best to define it. I do my best to talk about it every meeting. I do my best to put things all around the building that show it. So when you walk in the doors, you read it. I mean, you see it when you
Yeah.
when you can walk up the stairs, and it's important. Number 2 is see your people as people. You know, often too much. I think, you know, I have people come to these doors and say, oh, you know, they don't feel respected.
Mhm.
They feel mistreated. They feel undervalued. And we know somebody here in town,
Mhm.
right? You know who you are. Who we've talked to a lot this year, young guy, and you know, sometimes it's just about telling somebody, you know, you're doing a good job, and because you're here, our company's a little bit better.
Right.
So thank you for coming in every day.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up.
It kind of speaks to the point I was making earlier of having a purpose for people to come into work every day. If they
Yes.
understand what their value is within the company, then it's going to be easier for them to say, damn, I'm gonna work hard because I felt good when
Yeah.
I was putting out some purpose into the world.
Yeah. And, you know, I think a lot of times employers, especially old school, I really call it old school because I see a lot of these owners that are like that are all in their 60s at this point. And
You're lucky you even have a job.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my father's mentality. I'm lucky. I'm doing him a favor. I pulled him off the street. I mean, listen. And you know what? Maybe that was okay 30 years ago. I don't know.
We
But not
like to see
today.
things as an exchange now. Like
Yes. It's a marriage.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm dedicating this to your company, and in exchange, you know, you're paying me, and then that's the employee relationship.
Yeah, that's that in the simplest of terms. That's what it is. But then it goes past that. When you say see your people's people, for me, you know, I don't just see. I'll just name names here. You know, I don't just see Geraldine. I don't just as running in the service. I don't see Janine as operations. I know them on a more personal level now because I've gotten to know. Well, Janine I've known my whole life, but I've gotten to know Geraldine over the last 7-8 years. I've gotten to know VJ, who's here for Couch People. I got to know her and her family over the last, you know, 5 years, 6 years, or however long she's been here, right? The technicians, you get to know these people and their families, and they come to the Christmas party, and we hug and we kiss, we say hello, we eat together. It's much further than just, oh, he's our technician.
Right.
In the whole scheme of things, yeah, he's our technician, but he's a dad, you know, he's a father, you know, he's a father, he's a husband, he's got all these different things going on. That's what I think seeing your people's people is so important. And it says here, we believe employees should be viewed as humans and not simply objects of output. You know,
I love that.
Yeah, I mean that's real for me. That's real for me here. I think anybody that works here would say that.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. I mean, maybe not me so much, but
No, not you. But having compassion and understanding for the whole person and everything they show up with each day creates a culture with psychological safety and promotes both personal and professional development. So it goes back to mental health. Let these people know how much they mean to you. Why not?
I love that part right following it. It says we encourage employees to work within their zone of genius, what lights them up, while encouraging them to push themselves outside of their own comfort zones in order to meet the dreams they have. I love that because it's a really good showcase of good leadership when you allow the people that are working for you to do what they're specifically good at and flourish in it, because it shows that you see something in them that maybe they don't even see.
Yeah, we don't need to micromanage people.
Right.
You know, it's let people listen. You hired someone to go into position, let them shine.
Right.
Be there to catch them when they fall.
Yeah.
Be there when they say, "Hey, Rich, I need help." What would you do on this? And offer advice.
And it's kind of like what you were talking about a couple of days ago, where you might not know if there's somebody in your company that actually really loves being in front of the camera. You know, and you might be able to utilize them in that sense, and that'll light them up and it'll ignite them with purpose to even be in your business at all.
Yes.
You know, and so there's always that possibility that somebody could be working hard because they're a hard worker, but if you give them something that they're super passionate about, it can change their focus completely.
Remember the conversation we had in Vegas with Roger Smeltzer? And
yes.
Gosh, I feel terrible right now because I can't recall his name.
Yes.
But he said, you know, Roger was like, I had this amazing guy working in my warehouse for the last few years.
Yeah, and he told us all these stories about.
Here he is, this production guru that knows camera and all this stuff. And now they're going to be doing all this media stuff, and this guy's going to be leading the brigade. And now there's even bigger purpose for him. And Roger gets to be the facilitator.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he was like one of the first people to ever see a digital camera, like to ever actually use a digital camera. For video. That's nuts. And he's like, yeah, he was just in my warehouse.
Yeah.
That's
No.
wild.
Yeah. So I mean, the next one is coaching as a culture.
Love
So
that.
in The Culture Solution, Matthew Kelly outlines how to scale a business by growing employees at every level and teaching how to build a coaching culture while de-emphasizing managers.
Wow.
In creating a coaching culture, leadership is actively looking for moments of coaching and development inside of the work on a regular basis that allows for individuals to grow and continue to strive to be better versions of themselves.
Yeah,
That's another thing. I mean, I talk about it too. We always want to be better than we were yesterday. If we're coming in next year the same guy that we were in 2019, why? What's the point?
Right. Yeah, I think that progressive growth is something that's I think seems newer to me as far as like our generations go, and where it's like, okay, this is my job, but I want to transcend that. I want to be better than that. I want to evolve as a person, and a good leader knows how to do that for somebody into the right direction. Like,
Yeah.
I can see you being this, I can see you being that, and just like a coach pulling that out of them.
Yeah.
You know, a coach wants you to perform at your best and not just do one thing over and over again.
Right.
Yeah, they want you to be well-rounded.
Yes. And for me, if I'm looking at myself as a coach and as a leader here, you know, being available, being open, and letting the technician know that there's so much more to who they are, that because I talk about the technician being much more than just some guy that comes to repair things anymore, and I want
Right.
them to realize that and understand that, and talk about soft skills and gold collar. I think that's something we're going to focus on a lot in the new decade as we come, because we need to coach each other into being better and understanding that the customer experience
Right.
that we need to create is going to come from leaders in the field.
Yeah.
So it says management should emphasize training, regular feedback, and encourage opportunities for growth. Absolutely. When we think of managers as coaches, they should lead by example and embody these 5 traits: relationship builder, active listener, resilient, coachable, and fueled by growth and development.
I love that.
Results only.
Yeah.
We're going to have a results only campaign here, ladies and gentlemen. Maliki Parts and Service now hiring refrigeration techs for the New Jersey area.
Plug.
Anyway, visit malikicares.com today. So, yeah, creating a culture here is one of my top priorities going forward. It's been a top priority, and it's going to be even more so next year. Even the simplest things you might not even realize or think of in your office. Okay, I'm going to be redesigning the office upstairs, right? And not that it's not a comfy workplace up there. I think it's pretty comfy and nice, and everybody feels good. But we're going to change it up next year. We're going to put down some new floors. We're going to put some new paint on the wall. We're going to put some new mission and vision statements all over the place. And these are just, they're not major, but they have an effect.
Yeah, I think it's like an externalization of what you really feel about your business, right? It's like, I want it to look good because I want it to feel good. And when it feels good, then we can grow and develop and make money.
Yeah, because you're gonna feel extra. You're gonna feel even better about walking into the building,
right?
Because it's like, I feel good to be here. It feels good.
This is my desk right here. Just being proud of it.
I know, and that's the truth. I mean, these are the things that you might push to the wayside. So if you're out there and you are thinking to yourself, how do I pump up the people for the next? Maybe it's time to rearrange the office. Maybe it's time to throw some new paint on the wall. Sounds silly. Yeah. Call me silly. I bet you it does something for your business.
Yeah.
So maybe next year, do something different. Yeah. Throw a different. If you haven't thrown a bowling party, throw a bowling party. If you haven't, like for us, I said, we're going to be getting some air hockey tables. We're going to be doing some different things in here.
And I will say that it's one thing that I do admire about this industry is their willingness to always foster those relationships with little events. Like the first place I ever went to with you was Vegas. Like they hold nothing back when it comes to just building those relationships, just completely casual and in a social setting.
Yeah, that was the Rationale Service Symposium.
Yeah,
Vegas. Oh man. I hope we're not going to Vegas this year. I don't think we are.
Yeah, I don't have it in me.
Yeah, what do we have on? What we know we have on the agenda right now is we got the Fed conference in Miami. We got the New York Restaurant Show. We got the Javits. We got Denver, RIFMA.
I'm
we got
looking
Palm
forward
Springs.
to Colorado.
Me too.
Big time.
Palm Springs, California, April. Chicago in May. Oh man, we'll be on the move.
Yeah,
we'll be on the move.
It's not as much as last year yet.
That's kind of think about it. It kind of is.
Yeah.
Well, think about it, right? We had NAFM, Orlando.
Okay.
From Orlando, we went to Austin, back to New York City.
Right.
now I think we actually got more on the plate in the beginning. We're going to Miami, then we're going to New York again, then we're going to Denver, then we're going to Palm Springs, then we're going to Chicago.
All right, we'll bring it.
We're moving.
Let's go.
And check out richmalachi.com. If you guys are looking, I've thrown my hat into the speaking pool. I'm doing my thing, and I'd be honored to come and speak at your business or event or something.
Absolutely.
richmalachi.com. Check it out. And listen, that's an episode right there, man. You have anything?
I think is a nice, solid, well-rounded episode.
That was a great episode. I really enjoyed the LinkedIn stuff. We should definitely do some more with that.
I even think we were energetic.
I think we were a little energetic.
I think we had.
I'm
some
feeling
energy.
it. Anything? Boom. Anything?
Energy.
Anything else you want to say before we embark into Christmas Eve?
I would just like to say, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and to all a good night. Wait, that's not it. no, I don't have anything else to say, man.
That's
I think I said a lot about the analytics, and I really love that. I think that's gold. Like that information is empowering right there.
It is. So if you liked the episode and you made it this far, give us a thumbs up, give us some extra comments, some engagement, and hey, give us a DM if you want to be a part of the show or you just want to say hello.
Or hey, don't be rude. Just message us Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
don't be rude.
That's it. So with that, December 23rd, we're closed here tomorrow. So the 24th, 25th, everyone's spending with their families, and that's it. My birthday is next week. In case anybody wants to know, December 29th.
What are you doing?
1981.
That's a Sunday, right?
I think it's a Sunday.
So you got to get late on the 28th.
No, 29th is the 29th. 28th Saturday goes right into Sunday.
Right.
At midnight. Boom.
Oh, Taz, thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Yes. Who's this?
Taz.
Taz, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you celebrate. I wish you the happiest. And it's been a great year. We still have more in the tank before it ends. Maybe we'll have a big Rich and Angel show, New Year's Eve extravaganza.
That would be cool.
We'll think of something cool to do.
Yeah.
Let's see if we think of something cool. Anybody have any ideas? Let us know. Yeah. But we'll think of some cool things to do for the last show of the year.
Maybe we'll set up some call-ins and stuff. Make it a whole thing.
Yeah. Maybe Evan from Univex.
Maybe that would be great if he can do it.
Yeah. We're going to talk to him on Thursday. Awesome. So yeah, guys, enjoy. It's the magic of the season. Be good to each other. Be good to people. Be kind. And I love you all. Thank you for all the support this year. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See ya.
Rich and Angel. It's the Rich and Angel Show.